Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Nicolette DiCarlo, for some of you who don't know, and I create these documentaries on my Instagram page and spread God's word. I've been doing this for a few years now, and what I usually do every other week, so say like on Sundays, that's what I've been trying to do, is to just do like a question and answer session, as well as discuss my documentary episodes that are up on Instagram TV. So today I just wanted to answer a couple of questions that I got. And so the first one that I received is, how do you hear from God, like through the messages that I post? So hence the name Dream Scene Productions. A majority of them come through dreams that I have. God's been speaking to me for several years now, and originally dreams was like the number one way that I would hear from him, because I've always had like a deep interest in dreams since I was a child. So that was the first way. But then later on, as I became like more intimate with my relationship with God, I started to actually hear from him audibly, and also through visions that I have and thoughts that he places in my head. So when I say thoughts, it doesn't mean like I'm purposely thinking of the thought, but it's more like a direction into thinking about something, if that makes sense. So say I'd be thinking about something like going on in my life or something unrelated to what God is telling me. I would suddenly, like, just in the midst of that, be forced to think about something that God is trying to tell me. And I don't realize sometimes that I'm seeing it or thinking about it until like I kind of like wake myself up and I'm like, that was totally unrelated to what you were thinking about before. So sometimes God is very bold like that. Like if it's something that he really wants you to know or to think about, he will just place it into your head, and you would just get this urge, this like awakening that it was him. So that was one question that I received. Another was just about friendships and if they could turn into family with a lot of effort. So I do believe that family, so there's like biological family, as everyone knows, like, genetically related to somebody. That's like that meaning of family. But I also feel like family has a deeper meaning, such as like, like trust, building trust, relationships with another person, just generally looking out for them, caring about them, loving them. So that's the deeper meaning of family. So obviously, I do believe that with enough effort, friends could become family. So, as some of you may know, I uploaded the last episode of Self Discipline yesterday on my Instagram TV channel. So if you guys could take a look at that, that would be awesome, because this is the last episode. I've done 3 of them, and it was kind of like a group discussion that I did. And so the first one was just more of an introduction, like what's the difference between self-discipline and self-control. And then the next one was kind of going more into depth, like we discussed motivational strategies, what could help us stay more on path with, whatever our goals are regarding self-discipline, whether spiritual or personal. And then the last one that I just did was questions that we asked ourselves, like regarding our own goals with self-discipline. And they're also for you too, to just, examine yourself and see, like, self-reflect, see where you're going, reassess your values. So that was the last one. And an interesting point about the self-discipline was, I was thinking like about a week and a half ago, I was like, I know that God told me, he made it very clear that he wanted the documentary episodes done by June of this year for self-discipline. But then I decided to start in March because I wasn't sure like how long it was going to take. I'd rather start earlier than later. And I was thinking, and I was like, it was really interesting because for self-discipline, I feel like it happened like around Lent time, like not at the very beginning of Lent, but a few weeks after Lent began. So I was like, I think this happened at like such an amazing time, like right when I wanted to start it. That's when Lent was going on. And because sometimes many people, they give up something just to show like our sacrifice and our love for Jesus. So you have to have self-discipline to do that, something that you gave up. So I thought that kind of came at like an interesting time, an interesting point. It came at an interesting point. So yeah, that was really interesting. So I was like, it's really interesting how God works in amazing ways like that. So that became that helped me become even more motivated to do it. And then the last episode aired on Easter Sunday, which was yesterday. So I'm going to go on live. I'm going to see if you guys want to come on live with me. And then I'm going to discuss another point about self-discipline that I asked you guys questions like about what was your biggest accomplishment with self-discipline. So I'll go over one of the answers after I go on live with Keely. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Keely, I think I'm calling you now, so if you want to answer. Hope you all had a great Easter yesterday. Okay. All right, I'm calling you. I'm not sure if it's like the connection where you are or where I am, but it's not coming up. Do you want to try again? Hmm. If you want to request it again, you're more than welcome to. I just noticed it was taking a long time to come on. So, hope you all had a great day yesterday. It was a very relaxing day. I just stayed at home. I watched Elevation Worship from my home. And yeah, that's about it. Just stayed with family. So, one of the points with self discipline, I asked a few days ago, what's your biggest accomplishment with self discipline? Because that was one of the points that I received. I mean, one of the answers that I received about it, like, what's your biggest accomplishment? So, one man actually said that staying out, like having discipline to stay inside rather than go out within the quarantine was a one way that he accomplished that. And it really made me realize like how much things like we take for granted, being able to go outside, see family, see friends, do what we have to do. So I just think of this as a time of just sitting back, relaxing, and just to, reassess our values. There's a reason why this happens. I don't believe that God did this, that like God, I don't believe that he makes bad things happen, but he always turns bad things into good things. So spending time with family, he told me that was one of the reasons he wants us all to, like remember who's important in our lives, So sometimes when you have a moment when you're so busy, sometimes you take things for granted. So I believe that this was definitely something that a lesson we could all learn from. So I think I just received that one. And so I want to actually start doing shout out videos again. I started doing it like about a year and a half ago, but I kind of I haven't been on that much, like enough to do a live or to do the video. So I want to start them up again. So if you guys want to request a personalized reading for me, just in a video form, let me know. And I'm going to post it on my account. And yeah, I'll tag you in it. So, because I'd like to connect with you more on here. I feel like I've kind of been not around. So, yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna probably come on again 2 Sundays from now, unless I'm doing something important, but just for like a question and answer discussion, it will most likely be 2 Sundays from now. So thank you all for watching. I really am happy I was able to come here today and spend some time with you guys. And if you have any questions, any prayer requests, any of that things, just message me. My DM's always open. So I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. God bless and goodbye.